Hey guys, it's Steve with Steve's Shed. Hey, I wanted to touch base with you. A lot of you are probably like me and have never done a bonded title for a vehicle before. You know, you're maybe just getting into project cars, or maybe you've done it before, done a couple project cars before and never really gone through with the process because you were just going to drag race with it anyway. Well, with the Coronet, we want to use it as a drag week car, and the only way we can do that is if we title it, license it, and register it so that we can drive it on the public roads. So it doesn't really do me any good to have a car that I can't do that with for drag week. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the process of what we had to do here in Wyoming. Each state's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be pretty similar for the most part. I'm also going to post pictures of each form, and I'll kind of, the ones I still have, I'll lift up and show you. Basically, the first thing that we had to do was get a VIN inspection, which most states do this. When I lived in Colorado, you didn't have to have a VIN inspection done. To register a vehicle if you bought it. In Wyoming, if you buy a vehicle out of state and bring it into state, you have to have it VIN inspected, make sure it's not stolen, which is nice. And it's basically the same process. You basically just have them verify it's not stolen, so you can proceed with the with the process. But to show you what is on here, you fill out the VIN, year, make, model, trim level. Then the officer takes it and he does the VIN verification through the NCIC, which is there, making sure if it's not stolen or not. And then they basically just fill it out. The officer fills it out, puts his badge number, who is it signed to. In our case, it was the Laramie County Sheriff's Department. And then he signs, dates, and puts his phone number on it. Make sure you get 2 of these, because when you go to the title search, they're going to take one from you, and then when you go to the county clerk at the very end, they're also going to want one. So it has to be wet ink, so you can't make a copy of it like this one. This one is not wet ink, and they wouldn't accept it, so I had to go track down the officer again and have him give me another one. Thankfully, he's my friend, and so I just called him up and I said, "Hey man, can you redo that for me?" So that was kind of nice. The next step after the VIN inspection is to have a title search done, and I'm gonna put the picture up here for a second so you can kind of see what it looks like. I don't have it anymore, but basically all you do is fill it out with basically the same information that's on the title search. The year, make, model, the VIN number. If your car still had the license plate that was on it last, you can put that on there. The last year it was registered, and there's a couple other things, but that picture is up there. Just go ahead and take a good look at it and you'll kind of get the idea. And that, for us at least, we had to actually go to the DOT to do that. It cost me $5 to do a title search. It takes about 3 to 7 days. They do, they search in Wyoming, even though I knew it was registered in Wyoming last. They had to search Wyoming, and then they had to search all the other 49 states. So once you're done with that, they send you a letter, and it basically has, and I'll put a picture of what mine looked like, and I'll kind of have to blur out a few things, but you basically get the same idea. It has year, make, model, the previous owner's name, their last known address, and when their title was created, and the title number. So once you have that, if there's a lien holder, it'll also have that. So once you have that, you'll go to the certified letter phase. Basically, if there's a lien holder, you have to send the lien holder a certified letter first, get a response back from them. Obviously, if they want the car back, they're going to make you give it back to them. If it's a 1965 Coronet, the loan's $2,500. They might ask you for $500. They may just say, hey, have it, whatever. We wrote it off years ago. Then, from there, you have to reach out to the previous owner. In our case, it wasn't the junkyard. It wasn't, a case of lost title or anything. Basically, I'm assuming it was one of his buddies parked the car on his lot and just didn't want it anymore and left it there, and it eventually maybe he owed him a bunch of money and just said, hey, have it. But he never got the title, or at least he never transferred it into his name. So we got that previous owner's name and his address. We had to send him a certified letter basically stating, hey, I bought this vehicle, it's been abandoned at this lot for 42 years. I'm just requesting that you have either if you have the title, transfer it to me, or establish the title and transfer it to me, and you have 10 days to respond. Basically, a certified letter works the same way. It gives them about 10 days. You send it to them. It shows up at their house typically the next day if it's in town. And then if they're home, they have to sign for it. And then they have those 10 days to respond from there. If they're not home, the post office takes it back and they hold on to it for 10 days. And they let obviously they let the guy know, hey, we missed you, come pick up a package. If that guy doesn't show up in 10 days, then the certified letter comes back to you. From there, you get to move on to establishing a retail value for the vehicle. So in our case, we went over to Cowboy Dodge, the local Dodge dealership, and I showed him a picture of it and I said, hey man, can you kind of appraise this? Do I need to bring the vehicle down here? Or can is it good enough for this picture? I can't tell you what every dealership's gonna do. This one was cool enough. They said, hey man, whatever you need, we'll do it. The retail value has to stay under $2,500 or you have to buy a surety bond. And I really didn't want to do that. And they wrote it for $50. So that was pretty nice. From there, if it's over $2,500, you have to buy that surety bond. If it's under, you don't have to. So, if you've got a dealership that you kind of got an in with, maybe go to them. You can also establish the value through Kelley Blue Book or NADA. And then before you go to the county clerk's office, make sure that you have a picture of when you picked the vehicle up. Try and get one from every corner, because they want, at least here in Wyoming, they want a color picture of the car so they can kind of verify, hey, you're not trying to work us over. You're not getting a Lamborghini that's in mint condition because you went and took it off some guy's lot. They kind of want to verify that the retail value is, what the guy said it is. Which in our case, $50 is pretty low, but I paid $500 for the car. Scrap wise, it's maybe worth $250, and if you're a car guy, then you can port it out and probably make $1,000 off the car. All the video recording I've been doing lately, my camera ran out of space, so I had to delete some stuff real quick. But basically, I was at the last step, which is going actually down to the county clerk and applying for the bonded title. Make sure you bring your VIN inspection, your title search, any certified letters you got from the lien holder or the previous owner, the estimated retail value, which ours was $50, which is pretty funny. If you had to get a surety bond, if it was over that $2,500 or whatever your legal limit is in your state, which you can get from your insurance company, and the pictures. I took one of each corner just so they could see, there's no motor, there's no windows, there's no tires under the back. It kind of gives them an idea of, okay, yeah, maybe this is only worth $50. They don't want you to, get away with buying a Lamborghini that's got everything in it and not getting a surety bond. But that, if you get something in that nice shape, make sure you get the surety bond, because that's basically insurance for you, to where if the previous owner comes looking for the car, you're insured for twice the value of whatever the vehicle is, the appraised value at least. But once you have all that done, they do their side of the stuff. We paid the title fee, which was $25, and then we had to go pay our registration, which was $30, and then we went back to titling and picked up our title. So for $30, 25, and 5, so for $60 we got a title for this thing, where I've seen a couple of the online companies, they want $500 just to go through the whole process for you, which if you don't have the time or you're not comfortable with doing this, it's fine. It's your money, do what you need. But for how cheap you can get it done, if you're a tight ass or a tight wad like me, then yeah, you're gonna do it the cheap way. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below in the comment section. If you liked the video and found it informative, go ahead and leave, smash that like button. If you want to see more of my cars, and want to see me doing more informational videos, or if you want to see little progress on the cars, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on the notifications so that when the videos go live, you're the first to know. We definitely appreciate the support, guys, and thanks.